Just go. Well, that was interesting. The Keeley Synth-1. I picked it up used for $149, so it wasn't marked down that much. You know, my idea of a good synthesizer is the Moog synthesizer because, you know, I like old school rock and roll, and the Moog synthesizer of 70s prog rock. I guess the industry standard might be the Keith Emerson Moog synthesizer solo in Lucky Man. And, you know, some of the cool synthesis, like And You and I, some of that cool stuff you'd hear in the 70s. I never cared too much for the way the synthesizer evolved by the, who was it? I don't even know if it's what instrument it was, but it was a Gary Newman in Cars. Do, I can lock up my doors. I never liked that, or Kraftwerk, Autobahn, and the 80s synthesizer sound. And I had a Boss synthesizer pedal, which had a bunch of presets, but a lot of them had the 80s sound, and I was hoping this would be more of a old school Moog synthesizer type pedal. You know, when I messed with it, you saw me messing with it there on an 8-minute jam track, and my wife was holding a camera so that you could see me messing with the controls of this pedal. It's a pretty simple pedal. Everything you touch changes the sound. I was really fishing for a good sound. I actually thought I made it sound a lot better before I started the video. Once I started the video, I had trouble finding the sound, but I was having trouble before. I guess that's kind of built in, and I've never played a Moog synthesizer. For all I know, they're similarly fussy. A couple things I noticed. It's got this switch here with these 3 different waveforms. I guess one is the waveform of square and saw, and then what is it? I don't know. Anyway, they've got 3 different waveforms. It's kind of technical electronic stuff. Blend, that's how much, you know, over here would be how much of, you know, that's how much of your actual guitar is coming in versus the process synthesizer sound. This is all guitar, I guess. And this sort of incrementally adds the synthesizer. Like I said, it was really, the littlest touches made a big difference. Attack, this was an interesting knob. When you would have it over here, there's like a lag. So you play a note and there's a lag, and I guess I couldn't figure out what the purpose of that was. I've been playing guitar for 50 years, and when I play a note, you know, I expect this sound to come out of the guitar. So I found myself wanting to leave it pretty close to full tilt, which seemed like it was closer. And I guess level would be the level of the signal coming in. Filter, I think that's kind of like a tone knob. And again, so you can kind of get, sometimes you can almost hear this like an envelope filter or wah-wah. And I think it sometimes, I saw that associated with a little bit. And I saw Robert Keeley talk about this chaos switch. And I didn't really understand it. It was electronics, which means I didn't really understand it. But apparently in the more traditional mode, which is down, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but it goes either down or up. And one of them, I think it was down, was the more traditional mode. But the synthesizer often has glitches and has trouble reading your guitar signal. So when you push it up, it's a different kind of read that it has. And I found it up worked a lot better. But I had a lot of trouble getting a sound out of it that I thought was usable. It would sound great for a second, and then all of a sudden I would lose it. I had trouble sustaining. It would, and I kicked the fuzz on. Now that fuzz is supposed to be, that's kind of a good sustain effect, really, the fuzz. And I still was having trouble. And then it would just like disappear. And the sound just seemed really unpredictable. It was kind of fun to play with, but it was kind of like the lost chord. There was an old gospel song called The Lost Chord about a guy playing the organ and hit this chord that was from heaven or something, and then he lost it. And that was sort of, there was a metaphor there for that elusive sound, which I guess in the hymn would be, the mysteries of God or whatever. He caught it for a second, then it went away. But it was kind of like the lost sound. I'd hit something I really liked, and then it would go away, and I couldn't. So I was having trouble envisioning myself using this in a situation. I do like it better than that Boss pedal because I think when you do hit it right, it's got that old school Moog synthesizer sound. But I guess I'm still on my search. That wouldn't be a sound I would use. I have another pedal board with the micro pog, and I think some of the sounds are very similar. I got some octave sounds, particularly when I would hit this thing down here. I would get like mid-high, low frequencies accentuated, and sometimes I would hit it and it sounded kind of like that micro pog, which is great. That really like rich, that octave sound. But again, it was elusive, and I found it hard to predict. But it was definitely fun to play with. And maybe I'm sure I didn't use it that well. But you saw me mess with it for 8 minutes. I tried all the knobs, and you saw what it was. So thanks. God bless. I'm doing this on December 19th, so Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to you and yours.